Hi, I'm Micki,
Hi, I'm Kat.
and we are Cat and Mouse Astrology. Welcome to the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Whoa! This is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna make myself even.
it was
So
great.
we've got an exciting moon here, kind of scary,
Well, yeah, a little bit.
a little bit.
Just because it's deep. If you're scared of the deep and the dark, then it's scary.
Yeah, yeah. I'm worried about that riptide.
Okay, talk more about that.
Well, when you get too deep and things are starting to really twirl, you don't know where you're going to end up.
Oh, that's exciting
It
to
is.
me.
It depends on the perspective, right? You're a Uranus lover, I can tell.
It's true.
And I have to say,
Yeah.
I like Uranus.
Yeah.
I've made Uranus my friend as much as I can.
Yeah.
But unexpected things that happen that are good are always exciting, but unexpected things that happen that are bad are a little
Also exciting.
also exciting. Also exciting. Yep, that's right. And hey, what's that saying by some famous author that we'd rather have a life that is full of interesting, unexpected than the same old, same old. I can't remember if
I
that's
don't
a
know, but
quote.
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
but anyway, I'll bring up our chart if I can do it easily, which of course I'm not going to find my thing. Hang on, my share button. My share button has disappeared.
It did not. You need like a post-it note on your screen. Touch here.
Do no, seriously, it's gone. What the hell?
I don't know.
Sorry, no, I'm gone.
Anyway, so it's a full moon eclipse in Taurus, conjunct
Oh,
Uranus.
and I'm blind as a bat.
And you found it?
I did now. Okay, so let me
Yeah.
start over again because now it's just going to be awful with me going.
No, you just have
Yeah.
to edit it out.
All
I'm
right,
doing an
fine,
introduction again.
fine. Okay, so here we have our full moon at 16 degrees of Taurus with
Okay.
a full lunar eclipse. Did you get a chance to see it, Kat?
The moon?
Yeah, I mean, well, it was cloudy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it last night. Yeah, even though it was a little hazy. A little hazy.
So I'm here where we are in central US. I think 5 o'clock or 4:40 a.m. was the height of the eclipse.
Yeah.
And
I did
then,
not get up and go see it.
right. And by 7, it was all done visibly, so we didn't, but it was a red, considered a red moon eclipse,
Yeah, a total
blood
eclipse.
moon.
I guess another total eclipse doesn't happen until 2025.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's cool. All right.
So I found this interesting because this blood moon was opposite Venus, not directly opposite, but both square Saturn.
Right. Also
And
opposite Mercury.
right. And so Venus representing the feminine and an eclipse representing change.
Yeah.
And my name is Pollyanna, and this is the best of all possible worlds. So my um, best interpretation of this is all of the women who possibly were able to do so voted in the United States election
Yeah.
at the midterms here today or before, as a mail-in ballot, and that we're going to have such a tide of change that there'll be no denying it from any direction. That's my hope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Speak the world into being. There you go.
right. And I don't say that from just like, oh wow, like she's talking politics. I wonder why. I'm saying that because this is a Taurus eclipse
That's right.
and because it's opposite Venus representing women.
Hmm.
It's a women's issue.
Taurus is ruled by Venus.
Exactly. And the eclipse means we're going to let go of something. And what I hope we let go of is an old man's view of women's reproductive rights.
Jesus, so for real.
Yeah. That's my
And some young women's views, but they're just soaked into the old men's views. We'll bring them out.
We'll bring them out. Yeah, yeah. The patriarchy is needing to make room for a little matriarchy so that we can have a little bit of, what is it called when it's both patriarchy and matriarchy? Is there a word?
Egalitarianism.
Oh my God, that's just blown my mind.
Sometimes no, it could be like communism, socialism.
Yeah, but that has to do with money and
Is that-
sharing with the proletariat, right?
yeah,
We're talking about straight up, like we're a half, women are half of the population of the earth.
that's right. More
And
than
and yet women are having to assert their rights all over the planet.
right. I'm so excited for Iran.
Exactly. So I don't know. I have this feeling because of history that bread riots actually make a difference.
Uh-huh.
And it was a bread riot that created the French Revolution.
Yeah,
And we women, we want things stable.
true.
We have babies.
Yeah,
We don't want to rock the boat. But sometimes that boat is really going in the wrong direction.
that's right.
And so we have to rock it. I don't know. That's my hopeful conjecture here of this full moon in Taurus.
Conjunct Uranus.
Yeah, there's a change.
There's a change.
Yep.
Welcome.
Yeah.
A welcome change.
So I feel sort of like the sun is standing with Venus and Mercury in opposition of the moon, the emotions, and the change.
Okay.
Is creating some real tension here because we have Venus opposite her home sign of Taurus.
Yeah.
So Sun conjunct Mercury in Scorpio spotlights that transforming of the mercurial.
Mm.
Anything that has to do with our communications.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. What do you think of this?
Oh, well, it's exciting. Can we see the chart?
Yeah, let me pull down to the chart.
Yeah. Oh, look at that prettiness. Look at that trine. Trine the black moon. Okay. So we've got the square between the sun and Venus and Mercury, all in a Scorpio, square to Saturn, which is like the patriarch. Square to the moon and Uranus, which is the revolution. So it's a very evolutionary move and structures seemingly towards the illumination of the feminine and the emotional.
I think we're headed there. I mean, everything's going to move into Sagittarius and send an arrow. And the square between Saturn and Uranus that's been ongoing for 2 years is breaking up now.
Okay.
Finally.
Okay.
Finally breaking up. Now, we still have several more years as this whole configuration pulls out, I think, if you will. 6 months from now, we have a mirror eclipse in Scorpio in May.
Okay.
So this is kind of a prelude or a step one to a 2-step process.
Yeah.
So we won't go into the future stuff, but in March, in late March, early next spring, Mars is going to go forward.
Okay.
And Saturn is going to move into Pisces.
Nice.
So there's going to be a sea change.
Oh. Mars is going to be in Cancer and Saturn's going to be in Pisces. So you're going to have those like two kind of annoying masculines in the watery signs cooling off.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
This could be a chance for people to kind of like chill out and okay, let's clean up the mess.
Clean up the
Kind of
mess. Wash everything off.
wash everything off, mop the floor, hose it down.
Okay, okay, but we're not there yet.
No, March.
And now we're still in the fiery square.
Yeah. We have a cat and a mouse represented. There's no monkeys, but I could imagine a bunch of monkeys throwing feces right now.
Why? Why do you say that?
Well, we have Uranus, and we've got this configuration of black moon,
Okay.
Neptune.
Oh.
So whatever is going on, well, this could be, here's my political interpretation, but then let's go brighter and more positive. There could be deception and lies, and it's triggering people's unconscious emotions that they're not even aware of.
Oh, that's always politics.
Right. And
Yeah.
this ease is an ease of ability to do it, and it's an actual grand trine. However, look at this is a south node. So maybe this is an operation, maybe this is an actual ability for us to get rid of some of that falsehood and deception and the communication. The third angle of the triangle is with Mercury
Yeah.
and the unknown or the hidden or the what we don't really want to look at.
Yeah.
So maybe actually this trine I kind of see as a positive representation of being able to give us the energy and ability to pull out of it.
Okay. So like a purging of the illusions or the delusions.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good.
Purging delusions, which is very eclipse-like.
Exactly.
Seeing the shadows, having to confront what's usually hidden.
Yeah. The question I have for my own personal chart and stuff is what's the South Node doing here? I mean, how is it impacting us? So all this stuff is essentially, we have a large stellium in Scorpio. And even though 20 degrees is not, it's 5 degrees away from Mercury, one might say it's not conjunct.
Yeah.
But it's pretty darn conjunct. It's close to conjunct with 16 degrees. Some people consider a 5-degree orb, and it's definitely square.
Yeah.
It's only 2 degrees apart from the square with Saturn.
Yeah.
So all of these are square to Saturn. Yeah, they're all square to Saturn, and they're all trying to the black moon.
Yeah.
So the symbolism of Saturn here in Aquarius and the black moon with this stellium, I think is really one of our most fascinating things.
I think Saturn's struggling. I think that's what it is. Saturn's in the square and everything else is in trine.
Yeah. Yeah. Saturn is trying to maintain status quo.
That's right. That's not going to work.
Right. And we're talking about illuminating women's rights.
That's right.
And letting go of an old paradigm that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So can we let go of the old paradigm personally and collectively and move towards the future, which is change?
Right.
And that's represented by the North Node, and it's emotional, and it's revolutionary.
That's right.
Yeah. Big deal.
It is. It's a big moon.
It's a big moon.
I didn't look up the Sabian symbols. Did you?
I do. I did our little intro video, and I introduced them, and I promised that we would come back and talk about them. So let me pull them up.
Okay.
So let me stop by here real quick for a brief introduction to Venus and Scorpio, which I think it was Rick Levine who talks about Venus and Scorpio as like being dressed in leather and high-heeled red shoes or something. I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, she's tough
Yeah.
in Scorpio, but she's not really comfortable. It's not, Venus may be enjoying, she loves pleasure,
Yeah.
but in Scorpio, she might be into a, grab a whip kind of pleasure.
Sure. Yeah.
A little different, than
A little pain involved.
right. But she's square to the eclipsed moon and Uranus and Taurus.
Hmm.
So one interpretation of this is it's time to crystallize Saturn, your deepest truths, Venus and Scorpio,
Mm.
highest values in order to turn a corner because
Hmm.
it's a square. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the crystallized thing. I'm not sure what does Saturn in your mind represent here as it squares Venus.
I want to feel like because it's in Aquarius, it has to do with the structures, the social structures, and that Venus Scorpio is going to be like, has to do with the domination of the feminine. And that's the part that's needing to shift. That
Yeah.
structure of the dominated feminine. So Venus in Scorpio is almost like the Dom herself, like task mastering Saturn.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Wouldn't it be interesting if there was an equality that Saturn represented between Venus and Mars?
Yeah, there could be. I'm like, that would be a different interpretation if I lived in a different society. Saturn would
Well,
have a really different meaning to me.
right. And I'm curious if there are some astrologers who have done some progressive astrology, meaning looking off into the future to see, when we might see an astrological representation of a change in the paradigm that shows that, women don't have to be masked or second-class citizens, and we can actually move into a more egalitarian role. And I think we've seen an actual introduction of this in Iceland and other places.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there is such a representation. I'm just not aware of it.
Yeah.
But so Mars, well, the Mars is active here. The Mars is totally active, and I'm really hit by this Mars. So I think that it has, for me personally, the black moon may have me unable to see. This is like you're driving in a car and your rear view mirror only looks in certain places, and there's that blind spot. That's black moon Lilith.
Okay.
Black moon Lilith is the blind spot. You just can't see. You don't know what's there. You've got no idea. And with Mars square Neptune, we've got our action is going towards, I'm not exactly sure, a
But it's
dream.
retrograde too.
Right. I'm backing towards a dream. Beep, beep, beep. Can I hit my dream? It looks like from my personal perspective, it's like if you're headed to your dream and you don't quite hit it, don't get mad at yourself. Give it another try and be really careful of accidents.
Yeah.
Right? Be really aware of, did you take the right medication tonight?
Oh, yeah.
And did you step carefully over that obstacle? So I see that there's a Martian action trying to go forward, even though it's going backwards, and a Neptunian cloud that may be impacting us emotionally, physically, mentally, in a lot of different ways. That's especially in Gemini, because we already want to go in two directions in Gemini. And now we've got a fog.
Yeah, so just go slow.
Go slow. And this square is going to happen coming right up again on the 19th. So these markers, I think, are important. And again, on the the final pass on March 14th in 2023, it'll be going direct. But right now we're backing into the square.
Mars is retrograde until March.
Mars is retrograde until January 12th.
Okay. Still, that's a long time.
Yeah, and it's that is miscommunicated there. It's retrograde until January 12th, and then it moves beyond its stationary point on March 14th and begins going forward into new territory.
Oh, I see.
Right. So, and it's right after that we have Saturn moving into Pisces.
Great.
So we've got a big change. We got a big change in March. And since eclipses are traditionally seen as taking 6 months or more to really, fulfill their potential, let's put it that way. It's often not on the day of the eclipse that you see in action. It's often sometime around the eclipse, before or after, and it plays out. Right. So this is about a 6-month run. And I think that things are going to be very different in 6 months. So if you're feeling really like, oh my God, I don't think I can make it anymore, wait 6 months.
Can you wait 6 months, please?
Wait 6 months. Give yourself 6 months, because I think things are going to change. And the question is, do you have the passion to act on your dreams?
Do you have the patience to trust in divine timing?
Exactly.
Taurus is a very patient sign. Taurus is the fixed earth sign. And as someone with a Taurus moon, I can guarantee you that we can be very patient. I can wait 6 months.
Step by step.
Step by step.
If you have to step back, it's okay. It just takes a little bit longer.
Maybe you missed something.
Yeah.
Maybe right. You can, if you step back, maybe the blind spot shifts and you see something that you didn't see before. And so it was good that you took a step back.
Exactly. Oh, wait a minute. I missed a lovely dandelion. They are delicious.
That's right. And very nutritious.
Absolutely. Stepping back in our actions can be very good, because when we move back forward, we've recalibrated.
That's right.
We might, if we think about our life as more of a ship. So when you're traveling on a ship, you can't just turn the corner right away. You gotta, you're gradually making a change. And it's kind of like a cow too in the field. You back up again, you eat that flower, and you move off a little bit in that direction. It's a slight change, but that slight change makes a big difference in the trajectory of your life.
That's true. That's true.
So follow Venus. We're going to move, that Venus is moving into Scorpio really soon. Before the end of the month, Venus will be in Sagittarius. It'll be in Sagittarius. Right. And that's a happier place for Venus. It's, that's where she puts on the knee-high boots. The ones that have the running soles, so she can actually move.
Ah, yeah.
Right?
Wings on them.
A little bit of wings on them, that's right, so she can actually boogie. So, Venus is been a little afflicted, and those who are Venus ruled and or Taurian ruled or Libra ruled, might have felt a little wah wah.
My whole left leg has been feeling it this week. And blame the pressure, but I think it's also this.
Right. Well, it's that tug of war. Venus is having to pull really hard on her portion. She's trying to pull away from the change to keep the beauty or whatever she wants. But she knows she's got to let go of something because the South Node is right there.
I think it's the pain.
Yeah.
I think she's used to the pain and she's having trouble letting go of that. Like, there's that association with the pleasure, but like, do you have to hold on to that pain?
Might be time to take off the high-heeled shoes.
Ooh, they suck. Us Taurus are all about the flats.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to pull it in, especially if you're trying to pull in an opposite direction from Uranus, those high-heeled
Right?
shoes can really, send you in a cartwheel in the wrong direction.
Can't do it. Okay, let's go to the symbols. We don't have much time left.
Yeah, let's do. Okay, so here's our symbols.
Okay.
We've got 16 degrees of Taurus for Uranus.
Okay.
And we've been on this before.
Is that also the moon at 16?
Yes.
Okay.
Why didn't I put, because it's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the emotions and the change are right here.
An old teacher fails to interest his pupils in traditional knowledge. I'm shocked.
I think we're done with that.
I don't want to keep wearing a headscarf and never dance.
Right. Just let me be half a society here. It's been a couple hundred years since old Ben Franklin. Time to move forward. So I'm curious though about, we've talked several times about a man's secret motives being publicly unmasked.
Yeah.
So that one to me is totally political, but it obviously has a personal meaning as well. And I like this addition of the difficulty for the modern individual to keep secret his past or his deeper motives.
Oh, yeah.
With Black Moon Lilith's involvement in this and Mercury, whatever is really going on in our unconscious, it may be invisible to us, but it's likely to be very visible to others.
Oh, that's so scary. That's so scary. It's like when there's like an office romance and the two people involved are like in denial about it, but everybody else assumes something's going on, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
That's right. There's something to talk about here.
What are you talking about? I don't know.
What are you talking about? What? They say we're looking at each other. I don't know what. What are you talking about?
Have you seen the way you look at each other?
Exactly. What I really love is the 16 Scorpio.
Okay. Which one is that? Is that Venus or is that the sun?
I didn't put that.
That's the sun. Okay.
The sun, a girl's face breaking into a smile.
Oh.
If a bunch of women actually voted today, which is the 8th of November on 2022, in the United States, well, and everywhere else, well, most places else, some places it's the 9th. If we actually had women come out and vote.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and in the 2008 election of Barack Obama, there were 57% of the total voting eligible population voted.
Yeah.
57, just more than half. Woo-hoo. In 2020, it was 62%. Oh yeah. Woo-woo a little more. Now, if we were to get it up to 70%,
that would be incredible.
Oh my God.
That'd be unheard of.
Talk about a Uranian change.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm hopeful that this girl's face is going to break into a smile in about 4 months. Well, in March, when all of the legal court cases get wrapped up. Right? Because nothing's going to go forward for a while.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
The fervent reaching out on the part of the young of heart to new experiences. Yeah. People are doing it for their daughters, for sure.
Right there. Even if you're not like, I'm not really for abortion, but if my daughter ever were raped, I think I'd rather she had the right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the rhetoric. Like, you can't be for or against a medical procedure. It's just a fucking healthcare procedure. Stay out of other people's doctors' offices.
So, I mean, I'm sorry, Kat, but aren't you truly interested in how many men have wasted their sperm? Each and every man's sperm could have been a viable baby. And you know, some of those sperms are just set right out into the air.
I don't really like thinking about sperm.
I don't either, but that's the problem, isn't it? We obviously like eggs better.
I do like
As a
eggs.
society. As a society.
I make pillow eggs on the regular. Okay, we're running out of time.
Okay, we got Mercury.
We're smiling. That's great. Okay, Mercury, 15 Scorpio. Children playing around 5 mounds of sand. Interesting. Five.
Where's the numerologist to give us the 5?
Earth, air, water, fire,
Wood.
ether.
Well, the Chinese consider wood.
Wood is separate. That's right. Other people say ether for the 5th one, and some people say spirit.
Native Americans, 4 grandfathers and the grandmother in the center.
Oh. Yeah.
So Mercury, of course, being the one of the gods that goes from the heavens deep down into the hell realms and then back up again to carry the message.
Yeah.
And I like that it's children.
I know there's a lot of children in this, in these meanings. There's a lot of youthfulness and children, and the old ways are not interesting anymore. So
time to birth something new.
Uranian. What?
Time to birth something new.
Time to birth something new. Yeah.
How about our last one? Oh, I've left Mercury as that symbol of 20 Scorpio, and that's wrong.
That's Venus, right?
That's Venus.
Yeah.
Forgive me. That's Venus at 20 degrees Scorpio. A woman draws away 2 dark curtains, closing the entrance to a secret pathway.
Oh. Yeah. That's super Scorpio eclipse.
It is.
What are your dark secrets?
Yeah.
What's
and how do we use that? How does that become fertilizer for the future?
I don't know. Seems pretty erotic.
Quite scorpionic.
It's quite scorpionic and erotic, that dominatrix Venus.
She's wearing some high-heeled red shoes when she goes.
Entrance to a sacred pathway.
Yeah.
Children, sacred pathways.
Could be a, you know, a fertile, what do we call it? A ritual of, I want to say fertilization, but that's not it.
Are you talking about sperm again?
Well, I'm thinking more of rebirthing, but in an esoteric way, but still maybe using the symbols of the physical way of.
So it's vaginal.
Kinda.
Oh, it's like the vagina dentata.
Oh,
like in Mesoamerican culture, Gloria Anzaldúa talks about it. The mouth from which all things come, the devouring mouth from which all things come. You like get devoured by, I don't know, desire and then rebirth.
That is fascinating because it fits so perfectly with what we're really talking about. The North Node in the Chinese culture is looked at as the devouring mouth.
That's right. That's right.
Right. The tail is
Scorpio eclipse.
The tail is crapping it out. Get rid of it. And the mouth can be, it's not necessarily move towards the future. It's like devour the future if you're really passionate about it.
Yeah, devour the future.
Devour the future.
There it is.
All right, one more thing.
The obnoxious past.
One more thing before we end here. We got the trines. We got some crazy, beautiful trines coming right up now.
We'll try Neptune. Love it.
And then bam, here's Venus trine Jupiter.
Yeah.
So we get the Venus, the beauty, what we admire, what we enjoy, what we want, what we